Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Global Quality Assurance Association. Today is a Tuesday, and we are here to commemorate the International Day of Education. Allow me very quickly to share. We may be having new members, but I know a lot of you have been joining us for these sessions, which I know have made our institutions a lot better as we interact and exchange knowledge and information as well as skills. Once again, I don't know whether people were hearing me. My name is Dr. Violet Makuku. I'm a quality assurance specialist and consultant and the director for the Global Quality Assurance Association. I'm also a project manager, and the rest you can see from that slide. Today, it's one of the most exciting days that we have. As the Global Quality Assurance Association, it has been our culture and tradition that we don't miss any global important day in our lives. And today we are going to look at the International Day of Education 2025. And its focus is on artificial intelligence and education, preserving human agents in a world of automation. Once you see that logo, you know that is us. And we always want to move with everybody along the lines. And as you can see, we have prepared well for this day, which we shall celebrate together. Those are our social media handles. That's our vision. That's our mission. Maybe I pushed it too far. Our mission. And I will stop there for now and look at my speech once again as the director for the Global Quality Assurance Association, based in Accra, Ghana, and fully registered there. Our theme once again is artificial intelligence and education, preserving human agents in a world of automation. I'm going to run this event with Prof. Kolawole Aramide from the University of Ibadan. He is within the library sector. Today, we gather to commemorate the International Day of Education in 2025, a day that recognizes education as the cornerstone of human progress, dignity, and empowerment. This year, we reflect on a theme that resonates deeply with our shared future: artificial intelligence and education, preserving human agents in a world of automation. Ladies and gentlemen, you would agree with me that AI is something that emerged just recently, but it has taken the world by storm. It has quickly spread like a wildfire across the whole world. In order for what we are going to talk about here today to make sense, it's important that we have an understanding of what human agents truly is. According to Houston 2010, human agents is an individual's capacity to determine and make meaning from their environment through purposive consciousness, reflective and creative action. So simply put, it is the ability to act, make choices, and set intentions. And that is important. We cannot dissociate it from artificial intelligence as it is coming very fast on board. And it is actually on board. In an era where artificial intelligence is in almost everything that we do and is reshaping the way we live, learn, and work, the question before us is not whether AI belongs in education, but how we ensure that its integration enhances rather than diminishes the essence of learning, the human connection. These are the key aspects which we need to chase after today. Exploring the possibilities of AI in education. Artificial intelligence tools hold great potential for transformation in education. It can personalize learning experiences, making education more inclusive and accessible to students and diverse needs and abilities. AI-powered tools can streamline administrative tasks, allowing educators to focus on what truly matters, which is teaching and mentoring. Is coming from a lot of scholars across the globe who have also checked and seen and established that this is exactly what is happening in today's world. And this is something that has got a lot of potential in our work as well as education systems and everywhere else we can talk about. Intelligent tutoring systems, predictive analytics, and adaptive learning platforms. AI can make learning more engaging, tailored, and efficient. It has the power to eliminate barriers, bringing education to uh, underdeserved communities and empowering lifelong learners around the world. But as we marvel all these possibilities, we must tread with caution. With great power comes great responsibility. With more AI use comes responsibility. We want to look at developing critical AI literacies. To fully realize the benefits of artificial intelligence in education, we must equip both educators and learners with the tools to navigate and shape this new digital landscape. This means fostering critical AI literacies, not just understanding how to use AI, but how to question it, challenge it, and guide its evolution in alignment with human values. Are we saying we are limiting and demeaning the human involvement in the use of artificial intelligence in education and in the workplaces? I don't think so. But even if I don't think so, these are the things that we need to safeguard and make sure that as much as we don't think so, we look at it, we trace, we do monitoring and evaluation using our quality assurance to see to it that it doesn't happen in a detrimental way. To fully realize the benefits of AI, like I've said, we have the UNESCO AI competence framework. Did you know about it? This is the beauty of converging on the global quality assurance platforms and events. Sometimes we go an extra mile to make sure that we can have the potential to inform and educate our African continent. The UNESCO AI frameworks for teachers and students offer a roadmap for developing these skills. They emphasize competencies like ethical awareness, data literacy, and the ability to analyze how AI systems make decisions. And this is very critical and important to all of us. These skills are not optional, they are essential for ensuring that the future generations are not passive consumers of AI, but active participants in its design and use. Preserving the human agents. While AI can assist use in many ways, it can assist us. It can not replace the human elements of education, the empathy of a teacher, the collaboration of peers, or the important emotional intelligence that fosters understanding and growth. Education is not just about imparting knowledge, as we know. It's also about human values. It's also about our culture. It is about shaping character, cultivating creativity, and inspiring curiosity. Curiosity that is attached to innovation, initiation, and creativity. These qualities are inherently human and they cannot be replicated by algorithms or machines. As we integrate AI into our classrooms and systems, we must ensure it complements rather than replaces human interaction. And that is very, very critical. Let us use AI to support educators and not eliminate them in case there are unforeseen challenges, which if we leave AI alone in these workspaces, we will regret tomorrow. Not substitute human competence, to enhance relationships, not erode them, and to expand access and reduce inequalities. Only when we make sure internet services, sources of energy also expand, as well as internet infrastructure and ICT infrastructure expand to the back of beyond in our rural communities. As I conclude my opening remarks, I have a call to action. On this International Day of Education, I urge all of us, governments, educators, industry, companies, technology developers, civil society, international organizations to work together to, number one, harness AI potential responsibly, ensuring it's aligned with ethical principles and human rights. Number two, we need to empower teachers and students with critical AI literacies so they can engage with this technology thoughtfully and confidently. The Global Quality Assurance Association at the moment is also offering a course in AI which can be tailored to education, industry, manufacturing, construction, and all other sectors. You can take up that course. Number three, we also need to prioritize human agents, recognizing that education is ultimately about people, their dreams, challenges, and capacity. We share these beliefs with UNESCO and other international bodies that also are actively involved in checking how we can leverage our development without compromising ethical issues into whatever we do today. I conclude by saying that the choices we make today about AI and education will shape the world of tomorrow. Looking at the theme crafted by the United Nations for this year's International Day of Education, artificial intelligence and education, preserving human agency in a world of automation, it's serving as a reminder to us that technology is a tool, not a substitute for human connection. As we stand on the threshold of this new era, let us ensure that education remains a force for dignity, equity, and transformation, grounded in the very qualities that make us humane. Together, let us preserve and protect human agency in a world of automation and build a future where AI is a partner in education and not a replacement in education and the workplace. I want to thank you. So now, colleagues, we move on to look at the other initiatives that the Global Quality Assurance has brought to you. Because remember, we say today, the learned of today are those who are able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And the Global Quality Assurance Association is providing you with that platform, with those events which can afford you the opportunity for lifelong learning, because that's what we need in the fast-paced world. We need to move on to get those pockets of knowledge and skills which we don't have, so that we remain relevant as time moves on. And we have initiated these free advisory, consultative, and supportive webinars. We have an upcoming event in Accra, Ghana, the third Global Quality Assurance Association Symposium, 25 to 27 March 2025. We also have the Reimagining Library Services, Knowledge Management, and Information Systems for Quality and Excellence in the 21st Century during our third International Library Convention, again here in Accra, Ghana. We are offering all these short courses. Reach out to us today so that you can skill, retool, and skill. Because some of the things you don't have them, but we are here prepared to offer. Our quality assurance again, here it is. We have the short courses that can help you to continue contributing meaningfully to the development of your company, organization, or institution. And we have designed this combo which you can run with in order to make sure that by the time you finish, you can help wherever you are. Quality assurance is not something for quality assurance specialists only. It's for everybody. It's not for quality assurance personnel only. It's for everybody. We have our membership also and a lot of benefits, including discounts. Let me stop here, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have very quickly a video which tells you all about the global quality assurance. While this Prof. Aramide Kolawole is preparing his presentation for today to support our Global Quality Assurance Association commemoration and speech of the day. Let's have the short video now. Go ahead. For those who are new.
Welcome to Global Quality Assurance Association. At Global Quality Assurance Association, we offer capacity building and training services for companies, government ministries or departments, organizations, institutions, and individuals. We support its members to produce high-quality research projects through mentoring, guidance, and tutoring. We also offer pieces of advice and career guidance related quality assurance issues. We assist institutions, government ministries, departments, companies, organizations to prepare for accreditation. We provide support for all sectors to prepare for national, continental, and global rankings. Our services also include monitoring, assessing and evaluating institutions, government ministries, departments, organizations, companies, compliance to set standards, and maintenance of their quality management systems. We review the technical, projects, and research proposals as a way of assuring quality and success. We collect and analyze quality assurance data from different sectors, including, but not limited to, the public and private sectors, as well as service provision, extraction and manufacturing companies and industries. We offer QA consultancy services. We also provide carrying out company, organization, institutional assessments, government ministries, departments, and evaluation for self-improvement. We organize different annual quality assurance competitions for individuals, companies, organizations, government ministries or departments, and institutions. We train quality assurance professionals.
How does that work? It's a lack of understanding. That's why I'm emphasizing for governance. Even governance, they need buy-in. You know, vice chancellors come and go, registrars come and go. You don't be tired as the director of quality assurance. Make an appointment. Go and sit with them. You know, this it's critical.
Global Quality Assurance Association, walking the talk.
You can visit our website, GQA.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. You have heard about our services and what we offer. We are looking forward to meeting some of you here. You can see how organized we are in terms of our events. You can see how active, practical oriented, and highly informative they are. It's not passive. We always share knowledge and skills together. Now, I want to call upon Professor Kolawole Aramide from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, to share with us his presentation after my speech in order to support us during this day of commemorating the International Day of Education in 2025. I want to welcome Prof. Alice Asimu from Calabar, University of Calabar, again in Nigeria. We have worked together very, very well, and she's somebody who is so passionate about quality assurance and moving forward to make sure its absorption is taken up very quickly. Welcome, Prof. Kolawole. Do you want me to share or you want to share from your side? Prof. Kolawole, you are a co-host and you can unmute yourself and also you can share. Let me look for him.
Hello.
Yes, Prof, you are most welcome. You can unmute yourself and you can also share, unless you want me to share from here.
Okay, just give me some few minutes. Let me share my slides.
Whilst he's sharing, I want to welcome Dumisile. I want to welcome Sir Lawrence Mpeta. I know he's from Zambia. Welcome Julius Ayodele. Welcome Sir Matthew. Welcome Father Dr. Richard Kimeli. You are all welcome. Whilst is just sharing, welcome Botswana. Who else is here? Prof. Asim, I've talked about you. Welcome, Usisisiwe. We welcome you. Anok is joining. Welcome, says Obron. Namakau, Jamado, Mohammed, Akisma. Let me stop here so that Prof. Kolawole can continue. I welcome you all whom I've not called by name. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good day to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whichever part of the globe we are. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And then let me congratulate us on the celebration of this International Day of Education 2025. And I think the theme for this year is very, very timely and very relevant at this time, because we are in an era where artificial intelligence is permeating, disrupting, and then maybe in some instances trying to take over every aspect of our human lives and endeavor. And that is just the fact. But the basic thing that we all have to accept, which is a fact, is that artificial intelligence has come to stay. It's not here to play. And so let us accept that fact. And I also want to say this, that this era of artificial intelligence that we are having now is just the beginning. We are going to have a much more profound level of AI in almost every area of our life at a later date. If for people that have been following the trend of AI over the time, you see that it continues to develop and improve every day. Let me just give you this example so that to be clear to you. When the most common one, that is the most common one of generative AI that we have, when it came into being, that is ChatGPT. You can only maybe ask questions and it's going to supply the answers to you in essay form. In any way, if you are able to actually prompt it very well, it's going to give you that. But today, ChatGPT can do so much more. With ChatGPT, ChatGPT can give you a PowerPoint presentation. Just supply the topic, and then it's going to give you a PowerPoint presentation that you can download. Now, AI, ChatGPT can analyze data for you, supply the data, give it instruction, and it's going to do it for you. It doesn't do that before, but now, so that I want to tell you, you want to design a poster or a flyer, give instruction to ChatGPT, and if possible, tell him what you want to be the content is going to develop for you. This is how far you can. That's AI can take us now. And if we know this, and that when computer first came into being, there's this debate that computer is going to make people to lose job, computer is going to take job away from people. There's this phobia. There was this phobia. There was this fear, especially in the work environment, that no, and so there was this apathy by workers against the computer. But computer has come to stay at that point in time. There is nothing anybody can do about it other than also to embrace it. But over the time, begin to see that computer is not going to take away job. It's only going to make us to realign or redesign our work process. And this is what we have been able to do that has made all of us to be able to fit into the computer system. The same thing is what we're having with AI. Nobody can run away from this tool, but there are so many things. Everything that has advantages will definitely have disadvantages. If there's anybody that's going to tell us that a particular tool or a particular piece of information or machine is only comes with advantages, that person is not going to tell us the truth, because for every bright side of everything, there's always the dark side of it. So I want that one to also take that one. This man, Andreas Kleiler, said that, well, AI can personalize education, but it is the teacher's human connection that inspires students to dream, to think and grow beyond the algorithms, because AI is working on algorithms. So we cannot take away the role of the teachers. We cannot take away the role of the human being. Human agency is very important. It's just like when we have the computer system. When we want to define computer system, you have the hardware, you have the software. But both the hardware and the software cannot work effectively unless the people where the man gives the computer instruction. The same thing we are having here with AI. So what are those things that AI has helped us to or can be able to help us to achieve in African context or globally? Dr. Violet has mentioned personalized learning experiences. Individuals can, adapt themselves to learn at their paces based on their own needs and learning styles. If you want to learn through video, AI can give you the opportunity. If you are the text-based type, those are the things that AI can help us to do. And when we look at the Sustainable Development Goals 4, we will see that because that one is talking about equitable and qualitative education for all. Well, artificial intelligence can help us to achieve this. But the bottom line is that this cannot be achieved only by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is machine. It's machine that needs somebody to talk to it, for it to be able to do what it needs to do. And that is why you see that when you are interacting with any artificial intelligence, or let me begin to use the Gen AI now, the generative AI, those artificial intelligence that are going to ask questions and it's going to generate the information for you. Those are the one we call generative AI, or Gen AI for short. Those ones, you must be able to give accurate instruction and adequate instruction for it to be able to give you what you are requesting for. And so this is where the issue of anybody that's going to use AI effectively, whether teacher, whether students, must be highly creative, must have critical thinking ability, must have analytical thinking ability. And this is where it's called, because if you don't give artificial intelligence the accurate prompting, it's not going to deliver what you are asking him to do. AI does hallucinate. I don't know, maybe we have heard about that language before, as hallucination. You are going to ask the artificial intelligence one question, it's going to give you another thing. It's going to take you far, far away from what you're asking. That is why it's very, very important for whoever is going to interact with AI, or whoever is going to use AI, to also have a grasp or have an idea of whatever he or she is actually looking at. And then, so AI can empower teachers. So instead of us to be, because I've seen in many forums where people are castigating AI will make people to be lazy, AI will not make, will make students to be lazy, will make teachers to be lazy, will make people not to be able to think again, and then all sorts of the negatives of side of the AI. But for me, I know that over the years and from my experience and interaction with several artificial intelligence tools since 2022, I know I've come to the conclusion that for anybody to be able to use artificial intelligence effectively, that person must be highly intelligent. And so whoever is not intelligent, whoever is not creative, whoever is not able to think critically and analytically cannot successfully get the best from artificial intelligence. And that is why where the issue of human agency, developing human agency, or human beings, students and teachers comes into being. You can adjust learning pathway on individual students' progress. So you can use AI to assess for some of us that are researchers. Times when you have articles to review, artificial intelligence can ChatGPT. Let me use ChatGPT. I want to believe that we know that there are specific artificial intelligence tools for specific assignments that you want to carry out. For instance, there are AI for PowerPoint presentation, you want to develop a presentation, there are AI that are designed for that. For instance, you have the Gamma. There are AI tools that you can use to do literature review. If you are a researcher, there are AI specific ones that are tailored that you can use to write your abstract. You have AI that you can use to do analysis. You have AI that you can use to interpret your results. So you have it, whereas ChatGPT is just the general one that all of us are familiar with. Even though ChatGPT can do some of these things, those specific ones will do it better. And that's why we have to be able to embrace what AI has come to possess, but not at the expense of developing ourselves. UNESCO came up with a guidelines on AI use. I don't know, maybe after this webinar, I'll share the UNESCO guidelines. And also, I know that UNESCO countries have been organizing workshops on that. The one for Nigeria was anchored by National Library, I think in October last year. It was focused on the content of that UNESCO guidelines for AI. And then basically the major emphasis of that one core area in that guideline is the how we can save human agency, how we can save the teachers, how we can save the learners from ethical issues and ethical issues that may arise. Because one major critical point that is very, very important in the use of generative AI is issue of privacy. Whenever we are interacting with AI, every of the information that you are supplying to AI is archiving it. That is why I want to advise that we should be conscious of the kind of information that we are going to that we are going to give to AI when we are supplying information, because as much as AI is going to guarantee equitable access, irrespective of where you are, whether you are in the rural or suburban or in urban, we should also be conscious of protecting our data. Whatever you do with AI, there's what we call digital footprints. AI will archive it. As you are asking questions and it's supplying you answers, it's also using your own, it's also collecting information from you. Let me give you the example. There is a particular friend of mine that wants to develop what is it now? Motivation for a particular study to apply for a fellowship, and she wants to use ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT requested that something like your CV so that I can work on it. And I told her that, look, if you once you give your CV into ChatGPT now, it's part of the information in the public domain. You can't say that if it's not withdrawable again. So why can't you see that when you draft something, then you give it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will help you to improve on it. And then you sit down again, and then you rework it to suit your own purpose. That's the way to go about it. Dr. Makuku said something about it. It's not, AI should not replace our ability to think. It should not make us lazy. It should not replace our ability to work. It should not make us lazy. AI is just to complement. It's just to help us. It's just to, it's not to replace our brain. Because I've discovered in my interaction with maybe students and some people that people don't want to work again. And then for those of us that are in the academics, if we as a researcher or wherever you are working, if you don't have a good grasp of how AI operates, how will you be able to guide people wherever you come across on how to use artificial intelligence ethically, and then in a way that will not make them to be lazy. For instance, as maybe people that are teaching, you should be able to discover when a student, because we can't ask our students not to make use of this AI. In fact, because they belong to that age, they are digital natives. They want, and one of their characteristics is that they don't have patience. They want information as fast as possible. They want to multitask. They want to do so many things at the same time. They don't have that patience to search for information like in our era, you go to the library, you use journal, you consult journal. They don't have that time. And they're not ready they are on the fast lane. And that's why Prensky called them digital natives. And so even though some of us are digital immigrants, people that are born before computer, that does not mean that we should not integrate ourselves into this system to know how we can be able to guide our people, including our wards, our children, our students, our co-workers, on how to make use AI without compromising their privacy. Because what this tool is bringing to us, is trying to us, is to get to a point where nobody is secure again. That the issue of privacy is very, very important. Then there is this bias, but there is bias mitigation because AI operates on algorithms. Programs that people have written, and then people that develop artificial intelligence, they are Europeans. I don't think there is any, even if there is an African among them. So most of the things that they are going to be, that they program into that tool is going to be based on their context. So how does this thing work within our own context? I told one of my friends that, look, if you continue to ask your students questions, exam questions, or give them assignment on what is defined, just, I mean, they will just be, I mean, they know how to cut the corners. AI will give them applied questions, questions that are related to your own context. And AI does not know anything about Ibadan, where I am now. So if I ask, I will give my students, questions, applied questions that has to do with my context or do with context of Nigeria. I know that that one will make them to think, because we should not allow AI to make our students to be lazy or either make us to be lazy. But there are challenges in the implementation of this infrastructure, and then which is peculiar to us in Africa. We are always faced with the problem of infrastructure, the reliability of our internet connectivity, which is very, very important for AI-powered learning platforms or whatever you want to use AI to. Very, very important. Let's say the internet is stable today, because of several other factors, we have that problem to tackle with. And then in some areas where you don't have internet connectivity, there's going to be gap. And then one major challenge is the capacity of the teachers or educators to use AI effectively. That one is very, very important. You see, there are the learners' characteristics and the educators' characteristics of nowadays. They are opposites. You see, while our learners, while they are digital natives, they are impatient in seeking for information. They want to source for information at the same time. They want to get information as quickly as possible. They want to surf the net as much as they are. Most of us that are educators, we are digital immigrants. That was how Prensky 2001 categorized us, digital natives, those people that were born into the computer age, and digital immigrants, people that were born before the computer, but they were able to find their ways into utilizing computer effectively. But along the line, I discovered that there is another category of people that we are living out. They are the digital alien. They don't just want to hear anything about technology. Even though Prensky does not, perhaps Prensky is an European person, they don't have that category of people in their own context. But in Nigeria, in Africa, we have them. We have even, professors that don't want to hear about, they don't want to hear anything about technology. They are at home with the print. And so when you have this kind of gap, there's going to always be issues. And the issue of push and pull effect is going to come in. Where can you find the student now? Students don't want to come to the library. They want to be in the comfort of wherever they are to be able to access information. So how do we do it? This is where capacity development and capacity building has to come in. This is where educators, teachers, and whoever belongs to the digital immigrants or the digital alien has to brace up, because if we want these students to learn or we want people to learn, we must meet our students where we can find them. They don't want to come to our own space. So we have to go and meet them at their own space. That is where that's another challenge. It's a very serious and big challenge that is really affecting the full implementation of AI. So, and how do we balance AI and human-centered learning? How do we bring in the role of the teachers? Yes, we mentioned before that there should be teacher collaboration. AI should not be teacher expertise, not to replace. So we should have that one at the back of our mind that AI is not going to come here to replace us. It's here to augment our teacher, our expertise. I mentioned it before that instead of asking AI about everything, write something, come up with something. Let's use give idea of what you want and give it to AI, and it's going to improve on this. Then you will rework it again. That is how things should operate. And let me say this: there is this belief that okay, we have a plagiarism checker and all of those things that can detect when maybe a student or somebody use artificial intelligence to write article or to write an assignment and to write. No, this tool are so much developed to a point that we have artificial intelligence that can also make whatever any student copy from AI or generate from AI not to be able to be detected by even the most powerful thing that we're talking about. You have just zero GPT. That zero GPT has humanized. It has okay, you want to mix machine language, and so you can do that. Students will always find a way. Don't forget that these are our generation. These are our students. They are high tech. They can always find their way, and that is why the educators too must also be very conscious and then continue to up our game. Emotional intelligence. Don't forget that the quote that I shared earlier, that it is the teacher that can make students to think and to grow. You can provide support. Artificial intelligence cannot provide emotional support. It cannot provide the needed guidance. It's a machine that has been programmed. It doesn't understand your emotion. It doesn't understand the student emotion. It's only the teacher that can understand the emotion. That's why the teacher must also be involved. Then critical thinking skills. AI can foster critical thinking skills, but teachers are very, very essential to guide the students. So, what is the way forward? Like I mentioned earlier, we have to give thanks to UNESCO for coming up with that guidelines that will form the basis of a policy to be developed for the use of artificial intelligence. Globally, there are contradictory. There is no consensus on what is going to be the policy that is going to guide the use of AI. For instance, if you use ChatGPT to write an essay, or you use ChatGPT to improve on an essay, how do you cite it? Some countries agree that you can cite ChatGPT as the source. Some countries agree that no, you can't cite ChatGPT because it's not a human being. And this is it. And that's why there has to be established guidelines for ethical use of AI for everybody that want to make use of artificial intelligence. Institutions, agencies, countries must begin to think towards having a policy. Like I said, UNESCO has given a template which we can begin to work towards having a policy that is going to be suitable for each context. There may not be a general policy that is going to work for every context, but then that UNESCO guidelines has provided a template for whoever wants to come up with a policy, especially institutions, to be able to come up with guidelines on how to ensure ethical use of artificial intelligence, because that is where the problem is. The ethical issues, ethical consideration in the use, the privacy, the bias. You have, has to be addressed. Then there is need to train educators on AI tools and pedagogical strategies. I mean, educators also must be trained on how to use AI effectively, how to relate with AI effectively, how to ensure that they are able to balance the use of artificial intelligence and the human agency. I mean, to be able to teach students and ensure that there is no compromise, and that the students, every aspect of the students that are supposed to be taken care of emotionally, physically, psychologically, are taken care of. Then we should now also begin to look at partnerships, because this is one of the way forward. I mean, we should begin to, institutions should begin to collaborate with technology companies to be able to inform them of their needs. What is it that, I mean, let them know, also be able to be involved in the development of this artificial intelligence. The one that we have that came out in 2002, nobody, some set of people far away in a place just came together and decided to do something without the input of anybody. So this time around, we have to begin to look at that and see how we can collaborate, and also NGOs and research institutions. This is the time for R&D of research institutions, people that are into global quality assurance like GlobalQualityAA, will begin to come in to ensure that there is responsible use of AI in every aspect of our human endeavor and in every sector of our economy. And thank you very much. This is where, let me stop here for now. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Prof. We are very excited and glad that we have learned a lot from you. Ladies and gentlemen, just to quickly support, you cannot stop a change whose time has come. Once again, you cannot stop a change whose time has come. Either you shape up or ship out. From the last slide that Prof. Kolawole showed us, he was now talking about the way forward. And one of the ways forward is definitely capacity building. But what I'm mostly worried about is that the capacity building is something that doesn't take a holistic approach. So, for example, we talk of schools, we have stages of education that train teachers who will teach in schools. If the colleges of education having a curricula and degree programs which train teachers on how to effectively use AI, how then can they come and teach students on how to effectively use AI? Prof. Alice, we are coming to you. This happens in universities. We are training manpower to go and work in our industries. Industries have automated. Industries have adopted AI. We resist. Eventually, our graduates are not going to be taken. Degree programs are not going to be taken also by students. And at the end of the day, we're then going to close. I remember last Thursday, we had a very, very interesting webinar where we were looking at accreditation and program design. It links very well with our commemoration today of the International Day of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to redesign curricula. We need to review existing curricula in order to fit in all this. We students, just like the way we used to stop them, are from using smartphones. Right now, they are with smartphones everywhere in the institutions. We would rather think of ways on how to effectively use all these, teach them effectively, for them to gain knowledge and skills on how to do accurate prints, which is required by industry, so that some tasks are done easily. So thank you, Prof. Kolawole. Today, we are commemorating the International Day of Education. But we are with the Global Quality Assurance Association. The floor is open. Prof. Kolawole, you can stop sharing your screen so that whilst people are making contributions, we are also taking screenshots. You can open up your camera whilst people are making inputs. Prof. Alice Asimu, the floor is open. You can unmute yourself and make your contribution. Thank you. We can open our cameras and I'm taking the photos. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mredzi. Prof. Alice Asimu, let me, okay, you can unmute Prof. Alice.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
I wasn't allowed to unmute. Thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Makuku. Thank you, Professor Kolawole. That was very, very interesting interaction. Yes. But my concern is this. We are celebrating International Day of Teachers, of Education. Now, there are many, many people that don't want to hear anything about AI. They look at the negative aspect of AI, but we cannot run away from it. It has come and is going to stay. And so the other aspect is this. When we talk about policies to guide the use of AI, I don't see us reaching a consensus, even within the same country, even with having the UNESCO guidelines. I know the problem that we went through, even in Nigeria, trying to drop a diverse perspective so that we arrive at something that may look like uniform. But I don't see it, because in a system where you have some people that don't think anything good will come out of this, and some people really feel that this is something that has come to stay, I don't know if Professor Kolawole can have anything to say about how do we draw a middle line that will be so useful to people on both divides. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Alice. Prof. Kolawole, can you take up that one? And I will compliment also.
Okay. Yes, just like I've said before. You see, for instance, let me use Nigeria as a case study. There has to be a nation policy on AI. The country must have a policy on AI. And then it is in this, from this national policy, just like we used to have national policy on education, national policy from the national policy on education, you have national policy on inclusive education, you have national policy on other. So let us have a national policy on artificial intelligence use. Just like we have national policy on, I'm not sure of the information technology in Nigeria. I know that as far back as 2011, Nigeria was developing a policy on the information communication technology. Up to now, I'm not sure whether we have but what I know is that in Nigeria, I think last year, our Minister of Digital Economy now was saying that they want to come up with a policy on artificial intelligence. It is from this national, once we have a national policy on AI, it is in this national one that we have that everybody will key in. Of course, there may not be, it's not going to do, we may not have total uniformity or complete uniformity, but definitely the differences not going to be it's not going to be too very significant. Then coming to the people, I mentioned I mentioned earlier that we have people that are digital alien. They don't see anything good in AI. Now, the registrar of TRCN in Nigeria, Professor Ajiboye, said something at a particular conference where he was presenting a paper that technology has not come to take job away from teachers. It's only going to redistribute jobs to people that have the skills and the ability, people that are technology, that are digital literate. So what is that saying? Is that if you don't want to be pushed out, or you don't want to be left behind, or you don't want to be irrelevant, then you must find a way of skilling and upgrading yourself. There is no shortcut to it. If anybody is saying that he doesn't want to fit into into technology in this era, I think that person is deceiving himself. Now, I had an experience on my first journey outside the country. I went to South Africa. Then in Nigeria, when you want to buy card, when you want to load your phone, you buy a recharge card. You now call the numbers. And I go to South Africa, the hotel where I lodged. They said that I will use my debit card. I don't know anything about debit card. I don't have debit card. I said, give me paper. They said, which paper? I said, now wow. I got to the airport. I want to also maybe buy something. They said I should go to that vending machine. I mean, I don't know how to use vending machine as at that time. So, I mean, I felt odd. I felt too bad. I had to seek the assistance of somebody to help me. But that day, I know that I must learn this thing. And so when I get back to Nigeria, I said, look, this era of buying card is gone in some places. So this is it. If you are not going to fit in, you are not going to just be pushed out of the system and then irrelevant. That's just it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicola. And what I like is practical examples that you have been giving. These are the examples which should tell us that we don't shape up. Remember, I said either you shape up or you ship out. Then that is it. What is the purpose of education? What is the purpose of higher and tertiary education as well in particular? We need to make sure that we make ourselves relevant. While the other student numbers are going down, the student numbers are going. Have we asked ourselves what is unique about those institutions where student numbers are going up? And the last week's webinar, where we were talking about program design, program reviews, that again, have you captured AI in your degree programs? Have you captured entrepreneurship in your degree programs? Prof. Alice, what I also want to tell you is that we always start at the wrong place. I want to repeat again, we always start on the wrong place. How do we handle change management? That is how at the Global Quality Assurance Association, we see these things, mindset change, management as courses that we offer. So we know without education and awareness, you break into somebody's mind. But we are starting at the wrong thing. Today, I'm just coming with my phone. Today, I come up with this thing for my students. For fellow staff, I'm a dean or I'm a vice chancellor. I'm just imposing we are going to do this with immediate effect. It's not that people are resisting, but they are asking, what is it? How do we use it? How will it benefit us? What are the things that come within it? People do not have answers. That is why I'm also adding to what Prof. Pramide Konawole has said, that we need education and awareness, ladies and gentlemen, the new initiative, the change that we want to bring with education and awareness, answering these key questions which I've given you. What is it? Why are we doing it? Of what use will it be to us? What are the consequences? As long as these answers are not there for these particular questions, you will face fierce resistance. And then let's remember, things sometimes start at global level with international organizations where we all subscribe to. Let's check. My presentation also, I said there's a UNESCO AI framework. And Prof. Aramide has also shared that there's another document too from the United Nations. And we are going to share these documents with all of you. Please, I told people now and then, Mr. Tariro, can you share the link that we are having for a group? But right now we are limiting, we are starting to take on board quality assurance personnel and the quality assurance directors and a few people whom we see should be in the platform, but eventually everybody will be in that platform. So just click the link. I know Dr. Matema at one time also attempted to get in, and I was saying, initially, let's see quality assurance personnel, but eventually we want everybody to be on board that official Global Quality Assurance Association WhatsApp group. It's going to help us to make sure there's no duplication in sending information. We have efficiency by sending into a centralized group. And so stay connected with us. Sometimes we send some notifications in there, and if you are not in some of our broadcasting groups, and if you are not in that group, you are left out. And yet it's important. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have other people who have got comments and inputs? Whilst I'm reading in the chat panel the contributions which have been made by others. Dr. Matema from Women's University in Africa says, we need education, awareness, and participation as well. That is true. Implementation is the way to go. But those who know the Global Quality Assurance Association, you know that we are already offering this AI short course. Please get hold of us through our contact details, and we can help you to join these short courses that are ahead. Just yesterday, I couldn't show it in the presentation that I have. We are doing one-on-one. We are doing institutional. The results are wonderful. I'm coming to you, Dr. Mredzi. the DVC for Harare Institute of Technology. Zebron Chari said Prof. Aramide was very realistic in talking about challenges which will make the learning experiences get even wide. I thank you. However, those who have the opportunity to embrace change must do the right thing without hesitation. Thank you. Dr. Mredzi, can you please come on board? I've allowed you to unmute. Oh, yeah. Let me go to the settings. Now I can, everybody can unmute themselves. Welcome, Madam Juliana Apia, one of our board members. Dr. Mredzi, please go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. Madam Makuku, I just
Yes.
wanted to have a generalized comment on what Prof gave us. I think his presentation was very succinct, but
Yes.
my worry and my issue is that
Oh,
we as African academics are not sort of like internalizing this issue of AI to the point that we are not using it. But I guess what Prof was also saying is that AI is like a double-edged sword.
yes.
Very important on the other hand, good on the other hand, and also maybe bad. And we need to be diligent. I will probably say that with AI, we as African academics will see some improvement in issues of higher education and research, or research in higher education, whereby we have literature review issues. AI can help us on that. We can also have results and analysis, which can also be done by AI. Though, like Prof said, we are humans. There is the human interface which remains. We will need to research ourselves. AI will not research for us, but we need to research. But we'll use AI for what? For the analysis.
Yes.
And Madam Makuku, Doc, I wanted to point out one issue that when we say we are using AI as African academics, I think if we're talking of 2025 and maybe juxtapose it to 1960 or 1950, the difference which is there now is that we are in the digital age now. And as Africans, I think in terms of our education standard, it is a little bit, it has changed. But I would want us to eliminate issues which are pre-digital, are from the pre-digital era. Things like your marking guides, say for examinations. Surely we should digitalize. My point is that we should digitalize so that we can use AI. Thank you.
Thank you. So succinct presentation, Dr. Mredzi. Dr.
Yes.
Mredzi is from Zimbabwe. He is the DVC for the Harare Institute of Technology, well known for intellectual property rights and innovations. But I want to thank you, Doc, for your submission. Can I add something? Within the workshops that we are giving at the Global Quality Assurance Association, like what he has said, we are saying, please, even for our students, when we refrain them from using AI, we are even doing more harm than good. What we would rather do is for us be trained on how to use AI, what AI can do, so that we can be so ahead of the students. When we go to the lecture room, we now tell students how to use AI and how to do more accurate prompts. I don't know if people are getting me there. Once we take AI, embrace it, and instead of pushing it away, we are taking it on board to use it as a tool for effective teaching and learning, for effective research, for effective data analysis, just like what Doc has said. We are there. Ladies and gentlemen, when we continue to hear industry complaining that you are giving us half-baked graduates, this is what they mean. Right now, industry is automated. Industry has embraced the AI. Industry has taken ChatGPT. What we need to do is we now need to change the way we assess our students. Let them use AI for their literature review, but it comes to discussion. And even the literature review is not perfect. They still need to clean it up. We want to check when you got your literature review, did you synthesize it? For example, if I gave you 5 different authors saying something similar, as a student, I would mark you on, have you been able to put together 5 authors and make maybe one paragraph of what they've said, and I score you on that. How about such kind of assessment? But an assessment whereby we allow students to use AI, ChatGPT in particular, to maybe get their research questions and also this literature review. But when it comes to data analysis, we are checking to what extent, after getting literature review from AI, have you been able to now put the human element of data analysis, whereby you are now taking that literature which you were assisted to get through ChatGPT and pushing it with your own reasoning and ideas together with your results. My results are giving me this. The literature I got is this. Then on the literature, how do you make sure that you go and scrutinize the literature that you have been given by ChatGPT to make sure it's balanced? It gives you the negative and the positive. It gives you something that you didn't know, where you can extrapolate information about gaps in methodology, gaps in time, gaps in this. Ladies and gentlemen, if I say AI, like what Prof. Aramide said, can give me a PowerPoint presentation, take it raw like that. When it gives me the PowerPoint presentation, I need to clean it. I may need to rearrange it. I may need to add examples within my context. All those will make everything else viable. These things will make everything else meaningful. All these things will mean the human elements which UNESCO is worried about, the human element removal that as an individual am worried about, will remain intact and there. But how am I also being trained? How am I getting it as an individual, as a human being, on how I can assimilate and accommodate AI use into my everyday way? That's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, even today, you can't imagine in 2025 being somebody taking a questionnaire hard copy and move around to distribute it to people so that they can complete that questionnaire. No, they are Google Forms. I do my questions.
I mean,
and
I left the meeting. Let me go back and be waiting.
You are now in the meeting, Prof. Alice.
Yeah,
You are now back in the meeting. So now you use and you spread the link whilst you are in the comfort of your office. Whilst you are in the comfort of your home, there's SurveyMonkey. There are Google Forms, which can even analyze data for you, being a qualitative data on its own, make histograms, make bar graphs and pie charts for you. But I can tell you, even today, there are some people who haven't used the Google Forms once Survey Monkey once, although these things have more than 3, 4, 5 years in existence. So education and awareness for who know what is in existence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a waste of time to watch TV. It's not a waste of time to read the newspapers. It's not a waste of time to go out with others, because that is how we get to know what is happening elsewhere. Ms. Tariro, you can unmute and make your contribution.
Hello.
Hello?
Prof, I would love to make a contribution. Doctor? Hello?
Hello, go ahead. Say Jalang.
This is Muhammad Ali Ujalo, by the way. I want to comment on what the previous speakers talked about artificial intelligence. One thing I have to say is that AI is something that is unstoppable. So we have to embrace it. Africans especially, we have to understand that since the developed world has embraced artificial intelligence, so why are we waiting? What are we waiting for? So even those who are not embracing artificial intelligence might be part of the same people who are still using it and making a stop to other students not to use it. So as a student, I know sometimes when I give assignments to students, they use ChatGPT to solve it. The moment I realize that, I just call the student, explain to that a particular student, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Sometimes this is how to do it, this is how to use it, and this is what to do, and this is what to avoid when you are using ChatGPT. So making a stop or stopping people to use something that the developed world is embracing is just like stopping them not to use it. Indirectly, we don't know that we are even disadvantaging our own society, our own community, our own people to embrace what the developed world has embraced. Currently, part of my research interest is machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I have seen it is doing tremendous things in all sectors. When you come to the medical field, when you come to the finance sector, when you come to most of the industries, artificial intelligence is tremendously having a huge impact. So now, why not in the education sector? The education sector is where we should even embrace artificial intelligence. We have to be part of the digital world. We should never lag behind when it comes to AI. So these are some tools that I believe we Africans and universities in the whole of Africa have to embrace, because this is something that we can never stop. If US is proposing to spend or proposing to spend 500 billion US dollars to boost artificial intelligence industry, then why are we waiting? What are we waiting for? So AI is unstoppable, so we better embrace it. That is the only thing I have to say. So thank you so much, Dr. Makoko.
Thank you so much. Sir Jalang is from Gambia. He's also one of the Global Quality Assurance Association board members. He is from the university, the Gambia University of the Gambia. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Kobina Amwani. We were looking for you. We called you twice and we couldn't get you. Mr. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Makoko. Yes, that was such an interesting conversation that we are having on here. And please, am I audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you for confirming. So I was saying that I'm so excited about this conversation that we are having today. And also special thanks to everybody who has contributed towards this webinar. Prof. Aramide, Dr. Makuku, and the other delegates who were um, giving their different points of view. And I'm just glad that we continue to make mention of the UNESCO AI compliance framework. And because you even see that the UN has seen it that we should bring about such a framework, they are come to the point of coming to terms with the fact that AI is here and it is here to stay, right? So one of their areas that they are talking about is for the teachers is AI pedagogy, right? That they are supporting that the framework will basically be there to also support teachers in what? In leveraging AI for innovative teaching methods. So if amongst us or any place we find ourselves, we are still resistant in the healthy use of AI, then we really have to reevaluate ourselves. We think that we are protecting ourselves, we are protecting our students, but really, times have changed. I saw a comment from Father Dr. Kimeli in the chat panel where he was saying that now he has really come to terms with the fact that the education and the teaching and learning landscape has changed. And indeed, it has changed. So with this, you even find that with our students, there are students with different learning abilities. There are those that are able to grasp concepts by way of what? Visuals. There are others that are able to grasp concepts by way of what? Of audios. And in this day and age, if we are really progressive leaders in education, lecturers in education, or participants basically in the educational sector, I think we should really take advantage of the different AI tools that are there in order for us to help our students, for them to be able to pass through the system successfully and with flying colors by the mere fact of the fact that the students don't have resources or technologies at their disposal that will help them to understand their notes better, to understand what the lecturer you are bringing to the classroom. They fail, not that they are not capable, but just that their learning style is what is different. But as a teacher, as a lecturer, you should be able to leverage on such tools to say that, okay, I have this particular concept that is probably on what the water cycle. How can I bring this concept to my class to help my students who have different learning abilities? Now you can basically put notes, lecture notes in an AI platform, and then you can tell it to produce an audio or produce a video with visuals and also with audio. And that really makes a difference, a huge difference for our students. So I would really, really encourage that we, in as much as we have identified that AI has also its disadvantages, as Prof. Aramide has talked about, we should also make sure that we leverage on its benefits so that we can progress in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tariro. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the education system, I know the quality assurance personnel, they are the ones who are grappling with these issues. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are investing also in buying your and subscribing to the Turnitin software that detects chat GPT use in order to punish students, I think you need to look the other direction. You need to have Turnitin to detect chat GPT use and then to check the assessment method that you can now use. The accuracy, and teach them more on how to use AI. You will not win because the students are always ahead. Sometimes we are also lagging behind because they are the digital natives. Like I told you, it's not a waste of time to read the newspaper. It's not a waste of time to watch television, documentaries, and so on. You can check these channels, which really make you learn a lot about what can affect the education system, what can be solved by the education system. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm urging you, assurance personnel, and also people like the DVC, please, you can join us for some of these workshops. They are loaded with AI tools and how we can also use them positively to design tools for quality assurance that have got that are aided by AI. We have lots of them also here. I'll just pause a bit for you to see. That one is a combo which we have put together because a person cannot jump to some of these quality assurance courses without earlier doing the fundamentals. We also have these ones. Again, look at that one where we are saying efficient and ethical use of AI in all sectors, workplaces, including the education sector. We have been taking people individually. We are also taking institutions. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to encourage you to say, for some of these workshops that we are offering, you can come on board as an institution because the advantage is that you will end up with a shared understanding. What Prof. Alice Asim submitted, that we are so divided because we need events which bring a lot of people together. This group, large group of people will end up with a shared understanding. It's the shared understanding which removes all these contradictory views. You move on from the shared understanding, you move on to a shared vision. The shared vision which will now bring us to a threshold, large number of people who can move an agenda of transformation. That's how we can get to it. I can give an example of Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. We have worked with them for their strategic plan. We have done them institutional trainings. They are never the same because of people like Madam Julian Apia, who are selfless. We have done in the countries, Botswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, one. We have done also Dr. Hila Limani Technical University in Ghana, Sunyani Technical University in Ghana, Sokoine University of Agriculture in Tanzania, and many more in different countries. Stand up and be counted. We are not joking. I think those people who saw the video, you see the extent to which we take our work seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are meeting for the International Day of Education. And the focus, the global focus, is on artificial intelligence and preserving human agents in a world of automation. I want to say the Global Quality Assurance Association always makes it a point that we commemorate every other important international day. And this gives us an opportunity to check on others, to share, educate, and bring awareness. Can you imagine that right now we are also live streaming on Facebook? And it means that by tomorrow we will have reached out more than 200 people. And it means well for us because we are here to serve. Become a member of the GQAA, and with that, you will see there are a lot more benefits. For these upcoming events, again, before I just wrap up and say bye-bye to you, we are looking forward to meet you in Accra. We look forward to meeting you in Accra 25th to 27th March 2025 for our third Global Quality Assurance Association Symposium. For those who have attended, they can tell you how good it is. It's international. And we have in the past attracted people from Namibia, from Zambia. If I don't mention your country, it's not that you haven't participated. Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Malawi, we have had people coming for our events. Just come and experience on your own, and you will not regret. So we also have a third International Library Reimagining Library Services, Knowledge Management, and Information Systems for Quality and Excellence in the 20th century. Join us again for this in-person event. We don't have alternatives of online because of the past challenges that we have had. We want to welcome you all to be part of the Global Quality Assurance Association family. Check in the chat panel to see the link that you can use to join our official WhatsApp group. And if you don't join, you are losing out. Thank you, Sylvester Akongi. He says very impactful. Congratulations. We have Dr. Mredzi, staff in Quality Assurance Directorates can take advantage of intelligence assistance like chatbots and use of AI for quality data analytics. Surely, African universities now have vast data repositories. Thank you, Doc, for that one. And I can assure you, we do within our workshops offer all these. The next one is all about generating tools that can be used in quality assurance. We want you to move and how you can use AI and ChatGPT to get the answers in quality assurance. Not only in quality assurance, we are also doing in research methods. We are also doing in other areas and teaching and learning. We have incorporated AI, ChatGPT, and other things in all the workshops that are being offered in the Global Quality Assurance Association. Dr. Shongwe from Eswatini, University of Eswatini, he says the challenge is lack of political will in most of our African public universities. Please share how colleagues get your governments to invest in assistive technology and related enablers like connectivity in your institutions. Dr. Shongwe, are you still on board? I want to give you an answer from the Global Quality Assurance Association perspective. And also, this answer, yeah, Dr. Shongwe, I have seen him, he's still here. It's not only going to Dr. Shongwe. We also have workshops on resource mobilization. And I'm encouraging you to join these workshops. We have workshops on grant writing, which we have offered again to institutions, and we have offered them to individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to come on board these workshops. How long are you going to look at government support when you have seen that, for example, Nigeria, all those from Nigeria can testify. They went on a 9-month strike, petitioning government to support them more, the federal universities and the government state universities. But after the 9 months, they were disappointed. Nothing came. Nothing came because the government is telling them we don't have money. In Ghana here, in most African countries, it's just an open secret that the governments are actually cutting the cake. The support cake to state institutions is being reduced, with more state institutions coming on board. Just get hold of us. We do you a workshop on resource mobilization. We can do it. And a lot of those organizations and institutions whom we have done resource mobilization with, they've done great things. Sunyani Technical University, now they are even completing a center of excellence. I saw that they've been sent a group of their students, this other country, to be trained now on electrical vehicle manufacturing. But we did a workshop on resource mobilization. We did another workshop on grant writing with them, and they've since won a lot of grants, part of which contributed to the construction of their Center of Excellence for Electrical Vehicle Manufacturing. They are not the only ones. There are many people who can testify. Why are you not getting hold of us as an individual or as an institution so that these two kind of workshops can help you? Of grants out there, but people need even expertise on how to search for those grants, how to apply for those grants, the eligibility criteria, and getting partners. Now, when we train you, we also help you to get partners. We also help you to search for grants which are aligned to what you want to do. So we are here, we are not joking. We are not that kind of association where people are just getting people's membership fees and just doing nothing. We mean business. Ms. Tariro, whilst we say thank you to all our members, thank you to our board members, I've seen two who have joined us today. Thank you to our alumni. I'm very grateful that you are always also joining to continue, making sure that you continue to contribute. People like Dr. Matema, I want to thank you because I know in your meetings, you are always now contributing to make life better, to develop and transform your institutions. All of you delegates who have joined us today, I know in one of your meetings, institution or organization, you are going to get what you are going to use what you got from the Global Quality Assurance Association event to improve practice, to improve pedagogy, improve on institutional policy. I know that that's why we are relentless about offering you sometimes free events, sometimes paid events. When they are now paid events, we look forward to also having you. Certificates, we charge you a fee because we want to continue to maintain the platforms. We want to continue to maintain the internet services. If we don't charge you on some of our services, how do you think we can sustain serving you? So when we call upon you to also attend and participate on paid services, I think we should appreciate the number of times that we have given you free services, like this commemoration which we have had today, the last two webinars last week. I thank you all. Ms. Tariro, can you please show the video as I say bye-bye to all of you who have been with us today. I think I need to take one last photo while Mr. Ro is sharing with us. Mr. Riro, are you sharing the video with us for the sake of those who joined us later? Hello? Can I know if you are sharing? Okay. Mm. Just a minute. For those who joined us much later, there's just a video that we want to share with you. And I think it has been a very good event today. And we are very